Flaying emerges as one of the most brutal methods employed by the Assyrians, characterized by the slow removal of skin while the victim remains alive. This barbaric practice not only inflicted prolonged agony, but also heightened the risk of fatal infections, showcasing the depths of human cruelty in ancient times. In contrast, the Persian technique of torture involving boats was equally horrifying, where victims were confined and force-fed, a grotesque experience leading to a slow death compounded by the torment of insects and vermin. Historical accounts by figures such as Plutarch reveal the deep-seated revulsion such methods invoked among scholars and advocates of human rights. The Roman legal system further contributed to this panoply of horrors with poena colliae, a punishment that involved sewing convicted murderers into a sack alongside live animals before submerging them in water. Designed with a singular focus on maximizing suffering, this grotesque execution encapsulated the callousness of justice systems that prioritized retribution over humanity. Among the chosen live animals, roosters and venomous snakes were particularly notorious for their capacity to inflict rapid harm during these execution rituals. This unsettling selection underscores the inherent brutality of such practices, revealing a macabre fascination with suffering as a spectacle. Crucifixion, another infamous form of Roman execution, served not only as a method of punishment, but also as a public deterrent. Its excruciatingly slow demise meant to instill fear among onlookers. The prolonged suffering endured by the condemned highlighted the chilling lengths to which authorities would go in maintaining control over the populace. Similarly, immurement, or being walled up alive, inflicted profound psychological torment as victims faced the harrowing prospect of a slow death due to dehydration or asphyxiation while isolated from the world. This method exemplified a unique form of punishment that emphasized both physical and mental suffering, leaving a haunting legacy in the annals of history. The breaking wheel stands as a monument to medieval cruelty, where victims had their limbs shattered before being displayed publicly, a process often resulting in a slow, agonizing death. This horrific method not only served to punish, but also acted as a stark reminder of the brutality inherent in the justice systems of the time. Impalement, notably associated with the infamous Vlad the Impaler, involved the gruesome act of inserting a sharpened stake through the body of the victim, frequently prolonging their suffering for days on end. This relentless brutality served as a terrifying warning to others, encapsulating the dark narrative of power and fear that marked that era. Then there was the rack, a torture device crafted for interrogation purposes, designed to gradually stretch a victim's limbs until their joints dislocated. The immense pain inflicted by this method exemplifies the extreme measures taken to extract confessions, revealing the moral decay that can infiltrate justice systems when fear trumps ethics. The auto de fe during the Spanish Inquisition epitomizes the public torture so often employed as a tool of religious persecution, illustrating the extreme lengths to which authorities went to enforce conformity through fear. Such events remain a potent reminder of how ideology can warp human compassion and reason. Another method, the Schweden-Trunk, revealed the depths of cruelty as captives were forced to consume vast quantities of liquid, often harmful in nature. This technique highlights the lengths to which soldiers would go to extract compliance from their victims, embodying a system where human dignity was sacrificed at the altar of control. In 18th century America, tarring and feathering served as a public humiliation tactic, revealing the dark undercurrents of mob justice that could inflict both lasting physical and psychological harm. This practice encapsulates how societal tensions and prejudices can manifest violently, often targeting individuals who dare to stand against the prevailing norms. Similarly, the punishment of tar and feathering was wielded against figures like Joseph Smith, reflecting the societal rifts and prejudices that pervaded that era. These public displays of punishment reveal how justice can often be corrupted by the very society that seeks to uphold it. Trial by ordeal, which included cruel methods such as trial by combat, forced the accused into perilous situations where survival was deemed proof of innocence, illuminating the dire flaws within historical justice systems. Such practices serve as a cautionary tale, reminding society of the potential for injustice lurking within legal frameworks. Yubitsum, a ritual practice by the Yakuza, encapsulates self-inflicted punishment as a form of atonement, emphasizing themes of loyalty and the brutal nature of gang culture in Japan. This practice starkly contrasts the aforementioned methods, as it speaks to an individual's internalized struggles and the lengths one may go to for the sake of honor. Solitary confinement, often regarded as a form of torture in its own right, reaches new depths with the concept of white torture. This extreme measure strips all sensory orientation, exacerbating mental distress through a complete absence of color and sound, creating an environment where psychological suffering can thrive. Reportedly utilized in various countries, including Iran and Venezuela, white torture has attracted widespread international condemnation. Furthermore, allegations have emerged against nations like the United States, accusing them of employing similar methods, a troubling reflection on global human rights practices. Survivors of white torture have recounted harrowing experiences marked by long-lasting psychological effects, including insomnia and trauma. Their chilling accounts emphasize the severe and often permanent impact of such extreme treatment on mental health, reminding us that the scars of such methods run far deeper than mere physical wounds.